over 55 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by the Georgia Farm Bureau in association with Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College.
Jennifer and I now officially on the clock. I think it's around 28 minutes and some change, but hey, who's counting?
28 minutes and 26 seconds to be exact. But like you said, who's counting?
We are apparently.
Straight ahead on the program. Elementary school students get hands-on with agriculture thanks to the Georgia Grown Classroom. Find out how this unique experience is inspiring the next generation of ag leaders. Also on the show, a trip to this Ellijay Farm that's putting mushrooms front and center. Find out how they're growing these culinary gems and why their agritourism is drawing crowds from across Georgia.
And then later, he has been walking this earth for over a century and still farming strong. Join us as we celebrate this young man's remarkable journey of love, laughter, and a lifelong dedication to farming. These stories and so much more right now on the Farm Monitor. With this year's Georgia National Fair behind us, the impact made on students in the Georgia Grown Classroom is just beginning. Our John Holcomb takes a closer look at the partnership between Georgia Farm Bureau and Georgia Grown, aimed at cultivating agriculture's next generation.
For the second year in a row, kids coming through the Georgia Grown building at the Georgia National Fair got the chance to be a part of a unique educational experience known as the Georgia Grown Classroom, a small learning center that was meant to expose elementary school-age children to agriculture and did so with a variety of lessons and activities.
One of our department's priorities is to promote the next generation of ag leaders, and this fits right in with that priority because we're bringing in elementary age students and getting them exposed to Georgia agriculture in different ways by different entities. We have students coming in from different colleges talking to students. We have Farm Bureau coming in talking to students as well, and then different divisions within our department are actually coming in and talking about food safety and pest management, pesticide safety and things like that. So this is just a really great way to not only tell Georgia's story of agriculture, but to also promote that next generation of ag leaders.
Throughout the 10 days of the fair, numerous groups and industries got the chance to lead some of the sessions, and Georgia Farm Bureau was certainly no exception, as volunteers from different parts of the state came together to hopefully give the kids an impactful perspective on Georgia's sheep industry.
What we're doing today is it's so important. The kids are already excited coming out to the fair, getting to see so much, but a lot of these children have never been exposed to the different types of agriculture that we're able to provide from Georgia Farm Bureau. We all have different knowledge and we all come from different backgrounds, and by joining together and being able to provide this 45-minute class today, I feel like they are at least going to take home something that they did not know, and it may spark an interest to go down a different path, whether it be raise livestock or maybe become, more interested in learning some of the different skills to raise livestock.
The dividends were twofold, as GFB not only got the chance to interact with students, but the opportunity also gave them the chance to speak with teachers and fill them in on all the ways that Farm Bureau can help them promote ag in their classrooms.
This is the opportunity for us to talk to students from who knows where. Basically, they just say, okay, we have a workshop happening in 5 minutes, and whoever comes in, comes in. So we're getting a diverse population. We're able to also interact with teachers. So we've created teacher bags for the school to take back with them that has books based around sheep and knitting, how those wools are dyed to be used for scarves and things like that. So an outreach not just for the students, but for the teachers to let them know what is ag in the classroom, what is Farm Bureau, get to know us a little bit more so we can be part of our organization and help us continue our mission to educate anybody about agriculture.
Reporting in Perry for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, the third annual Beef Festival here in Georgia is once again being called a success. It was held at the Carroll County Ag Center as a way to promote the beef cattle industry in West Georgia. Some of the highlights included a beef chili cook-off, live cattle display, beef and farm-related vendors, and kids' activities.
Well, Carroll County actually has the most farms in the state of Georgia, according to the USDA Ag Census, and many of them are beef cattle farms. We also have a lot of poultry as well, and a lot of poultry farmers are also cattle farmers. And so that's probably the biggest commodity that I work with here in the county. We actually have the largest single chapter of the Cattlemen's Association in Georgia here as well.
Sure, North Georgia is well known for things like great hiking and wineries, but for those looking for something a little more unique, check out Ellijay mushrooms. Damon Jones shares their story and how they're strengthening a community.
Known as the fungus among us, mushrooms are one of the most versatile ingredients to any dish. And this farm in Ellijay is looking to get them out of the dark and into the spotlight here in Georgia by inviting the public out to see exactly what goes into growing these culinary delicacies.
Well, we started our agritourism with our farm shop, which is open Thursday to Sunday, which allows people to come to our You Pick flowers and also come check out these amazing mushrooms that our team grows. And getting them out here and going in the greenhouses allows them to kind of figure out what is a mushroom farm and what do we do here.
What they'll see is plenty of hard work and attention to detail, as growing 3 different types of mushrooms requires proper timing and constant attention each and every day of the year.
So the logs takes about 7 to 14 days, and then they start growing pins. After they start growing pins, they start growing fully every day. So we harvest about 3 flush a day. So every morning we have to harvest. Once they're fully open, you can tell that's when we need to harvest. If they're not fully open, we can leave them, wait till tomorrow. They'll eventually grow big.
Growing big is exactly what their client list has been doing over the past few years as they ship these mushrooms all over the region. However, despite their initial success, Ellijay Mushrooms is still looking to expand in a big way.
We currently sell to Whole Foods in the South, Ingles, Michelin star restaurants. We sell to all the restaurants in Ellijay and in Blue Ridge. All over the eastern seaboard. We're trying to keep growing. We're looking for more opportunities every day. For us to make this farm work, we need more volume. Currently, we grow 5,000 pounds a week. We'd love to double that or even triple that.
That would not only help the business, but the community as a whole, as providing both good jobs and opportunity to those within the area is one of the main goals for this family-run operation.
It's the thing that drives us, because if we didn't have our community, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, meaning that if we don't have any employees, we couldn't harvest mushrooms, and mushrooms don't sleep, so we need everybody. So every dollar spent goes right back into our community, meaning that we can hire more young men and women in our community and give them opportunity to grow as well, like our mushrooms.
While it's not easy starting up your own business or growing mushrooms, it is a decision Bert doesn't regret one bit.
We've had a lot of trial and error, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of scratching our head, but it's been very rewarding to figure out all those challenges and to be able to feed people good, healthy, organic mushrooms. It might sound silly, but every day you go into the greenhouse and you see these little fellows just popping up. It still makes me happy every time I see one, even though they don't sleep and they have to be harvested even at 3 o'clock on a Sunday. It's still very rewarding knowing that we're growing great food for people to eat and consume.
Reporting from Ellijay, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
After the break, you're going to meet a South Georgia farmer whose unwavering spirit and love for the land defy age. His remarkable journey spanning over 70 peanut crops and a legacy that's rooted deep in the Georgia soil.
Hey, I'm Tom McCall, President of Georgia Farm Bureau. This November, we will have the opportunity to cast a vote for those who represent your interest as both a Georgian and an American. Agriculture is our state's #1 industry, contributing more than $83 billion to Georgia's economy, and it employs about 1 in 7 Georgians. Farmers need elected officials to support favorable ag policy, as these benefits stretch far beyond the fence row. impacting everything from the food and fiber we need to international trade and even feeding our most vulnerable citizens. It's because of that need we have created a great resource called I Farm, I Vote for both voters and candidates that highlights the importance of a strong agricultural economy and why it's so important now more than ever to support candidates that support agriculture and help protect our most vital industry. To learn more about policies that are important to Georgia farmers, how, where, and when for you to vote, go to ifarmivotegeorgia.com. This will help you make your decisions on who we think and you think that the candidates that will help our farm economy stay strong. Please remember to vote in November.
My name is Clay McKinnon. I'm a third-generation farmer here in Coffee County and Axon counties. I farm with my dad, Wayne McKinnon. We have a row crop operation, poultry houses, and blueberries. Here on our farm, we support 7 different families that live and work here, and it's very important that we make well and do well so they can do well. Before the hurricane, everything was put together well. The crop looked pretty good. We weren't really expecting it to go the way it did. A lot of these storms are publicized, and a lot of warnings are put out, and it seemed like this one kind of caught us by surprise. Definitely weren't expecting 125-mile-an-hour winds and the destruction that it caused. But you know, we're strong, and we're going to continue to fight on and rebuild and be better than we ever were. Here on our farm, we have 6 poultry houses, and 5 out of the 6 were destroyed. Grain bin, several equipment shelters, several irrigation systems turned over. Timberland sustained some damage to our blueberries and our cotton as well. Just on our farm, we probably have around $3 million worth of damage. Prior to the storm, we just started harvesting our peanuts. We'd harvested around 60 or 70 acres and had another about 200 on the ground. And we were just full force getting them as quick as we could before the storm. And you know, what's left now will be to determine at a later date whether we took a yield loss on it or not. If we don't get power to our pivots, of course we're not going to be able to move them without a generator, and those are scarce right now because everybody's using them. So pretty much what we're going to have to do, if worse comes to worse, is dig up to them and turn around and pick what we can. Debris in the field, a lot of tin off of our chicken houses and limbs and trees are down in the field, and that'll just all have to be dealt with as we get to it. We're doing our best effort to clean up now. It's just going to be a long process to get all of it done, but we have to do it in a timely manner to get the crop out in a timely manner, and you know, hopefully not sacrifice any yield or any more yield than we've already lost. You know, starting this crop out in the spring, we planted it with high hopes. We took really good care of it, and you know, we had the highest yield goal you could think of, and to see all that stripped away from you in a matter of 3 hours is really disheartening. But in saying all that, I don't think you'll find anybody more resilient than an American farmer, and we'll continue to push forward and go through with it. I think we definitely need help as far as from the powers that be through legislation and things to relieve these counties, not just Coffee County, but from the bottom to the top that was affected by this storm. And Georgia peanuts are the backbone of our operation, and I know a lot of other operations across the state. So if we could just get the funds in place to put us back where we need to be, we're not asking for a handout, but we're just asking for help to, you know, push us forward to the next year. You know, we broke our back, we're not asking for a new back, we just want the back we have fixed.
Yeah, we're here hearing more and more stories like that as recovery efforts continue. And we do want to remind you that Georgia's top ag organizations, including Georgia Farm Bureau, have joined forces to establish a relief fund aimed at supporting farmers affected by Hurricane Helene. All donations processed through the Georgia Foundation for Agriculture are tax deductible. You can contribute via the QR code on your screen, a secure online donation form, or by check. For more details, visit gfb.org/hurricane relief.
Well, later this month, a very special person will celebrate a very special birthday in Whigham, Georgia. On November 27th, St. Elmo Harrison turns 102 years old. But to Mr. Harrison, age is just a number. Folks, here's a man who still enjoys hopping on his golf cart every day to check on the peanut fields or pecan trees. And take it from someone who spent an entire day with them, his mind is still very sharp, and his memory holds the vivid tales of a life steeped in farming and family.
I grew up on a farm about 2 miles south of here. We grew peanuts and corn and pecans and peanuts.
The story of St. Elmo Harrison is one of unwavering dedication, love for the land, and the unbreakable bond of a family. At 101 years young, St. Elmo's mind is as sharp as ever, his memory keen and vivid, recalling every detail of a life devoted to farming. This year marks his 73rd peanut crop, planted on the same 35 acres he tended for decades. His daughter Carla reflects on her father's remarkable outlook on life.
He laughs at everything. Everything's funny. His family is known for their laughter, and Daddy is no exception to the Harrison family rule of laughter. And he can take a bad situation and make it a positive situation just by being an upbeat, positive dad.
Tell us what it was like farming back in those days when you first, started as a child.
We started off with a mule, planting peanuts, and when they got ready together, we took the mule and a plow and plowed them up, and then we had to go down the row, shake the dirt out, and invert the peanuts.
St. Elmo's life reads like a novel, a fitting parallel to his namesake, inspired by an 1866 book. From plowing peanuts with a mule alongside his father to embracing modern agricultural machinery, he has witnessed and adapted to the sweeping changes in farming over the decades. Yet his passion remains unaltered. Every day, St. Elmo can be found riding his gator to check on his fields or survey his pecan trees. Carla often wishes her father would slow down, let others take over the physical labor. But St. Elmo's stubborn determination, much like the mule he once used, keeps him going.
He gets up every morning around 5 or 5:30, and he's always had the drive to get out and get things done, whether it would be plowing peanuts, spraying peanuts, working in pecans. We showed cattle growing up, and he always had us out there early in the mornings working on getting cattle broke, the steers broke that we showed in the shows, and he's just a driving force for work. He eats, breathes, and sleeps work.
I think that's kept working, and what made me just keep going. If I hadn't have kept going, I probably wouldn't even be working at all.
So the million-dollar question, how does he do it? How does he keep going day in and day out? Is it the water in Whigham? Maybe some miracle food or drug? Well, St. Elmo's secret to longevity might be his relentless spirit and perhaps a sweet tooth inherited from his late wife's cooking. All kidding aside, Carla shares that her dad's zest for life and work ethic have been passed down through generations.
He has 3 aunts and uncles that had lived to be over 100. One was right at 103 when she passed away, and they were all driving well into their hundreds, like Daddy is. Hard to believe. We come from generations of farmers. We have cattle at our house because Daddy had cattle, and we love cattle, and so it's just a part of our lives. It's who we are.
As St. Elmo Harrison looks ahead to his 102nd birthday, he remains a symbol of the enduring spirit of the American farmer. His life, filled with hard work, laughter, and an unyielding passion for the land, continues to inspire and captivate us all. For St. Elmo, the journey doesn't end with age. It continues in the fields he loves under the vast Georgia sky, where every new day is another testament to his remarkable life. St. Elmo Harrison, a true Georgia icon and an extraordinary peanut farmer. He is something else, isn't he? A reminder, like I said, age is just a number. Speaking of numbers, we're back in a few minutes with this. Behind the scenes with the USDA to explore a vital but often overlooked role in agriculture.
Agricultural commodity graders perform core services of the Federal Grain Inspection Service. Their work encompasses 3 primary tasks: inspect grain, rice, and other commodities, certify the weight of these products, and examine the stowage compartments of carriers that transport them. An agricultural commodity grader, or ACG, administers laboratory tests to verify the composition of grain. They examine the sample to determine its kind, class, and grading factors, such as the types and degree of damage, infestation of the sample, and the presence and amount of any foreign material. Once completed, they calculate their findings against benchmark standards to assign and certify the grade. An ACG certifies the weight of a grain shipment at export facilities or interior U.S. locations. They ensure that scale weights are accurate by detecting errors in the system, such as incorrect prinouts of scale tickets, failure to weigh or record the total volume of grain, or problems with the grain delivery system. ACGs also examine various types of stowage compartments before they are filled with grain. This requires an on-site physical inspection of transport carriers such as ships, barges, hopper cars, and other containers. The ACG must verify that storage compartments are clean and that hatch covers and doors will preserve the integrity of the shipment. An agricultural commodity grader is a crucial part of the Federal Grain Inspection Service's national inspection system. Their unbiased appraisal of the product's quality helps ensure an accurate and orderly trade of America's grain.
Big thanks to USDA for that, and an even bigger thanks to you, the viewers, for making the show possible.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Stay safe and have a great week.